healthcare system.
Absolutely.
It is sad because some of the revelations that are coming out today should not be coming out under the 104 billion system. It is much worse to imagine that the quality of care has been relegated to the bare minimum that the attendant can do for you because they need to save costs, because they're incapacitated, because they have not been reimbursed as a facility. And yet here we are, the government is gloating largely, saying that SHA is working. We have 25, 28, 30 million registered Kenyans. And every now and then you hear them saying they're going to curb fraud and they're going to streamline the practice. Mm-hmm. Yet the reality that you're revealing today is appalling. Mm-hmm. I cry for my country because I believe health is one of the things that we should not compromise on. I would urge, just keep speaking up, keep saying what you need to say, keep showing up. And I think every Kenyan bears the responsibility of attempting to save a life, because when you talk about efficiency of a health system, at least we're giving everybody who is ailing a chance to get the proper care that might save a life. You talk of delivery, it's the beginning of life. If facilities are not allowed to admit because of their profiling of where they stand, then mismatch. This mother is forced to go an extra distance to seek ways of copaying, and sometimes complications arise. In the dilly-dallying of making that decision or transferring one person to the next institution, we know we have lost lives. For how long are we going to allow this shambolic, shakeable system to continue killing us?
I think I mentioned this as earlier. I say it rises and falls on leadership, because the issues of mismatch, some of them have gone 9 months, going almost a year, and this is something that is administrative, is almost clerical, that somebody can sit down and just make a decision on this. Why it is not being made, you don't understand. Why we are still talking about fraud a year into SHA, and we only have 40 hospitals that have been taken to court, and no single conviction is still something.
Yeah. And let me ask, Doc, and I think this is becoming personal for me.
Yeah.
How do ghost hospitals exist?
That one is a very difficult question for me to answer from a provider point of view. But from how you understand it, is that a hospital is a company or a business that is registered at the registration of business.
Correct.
BRS. And you take that registration to KMPDC. KMPDC, they do their things and issue a license. You move from there, you go to SHA. They empanel you, they give you a contract. That is a very long process for something that doesn't exist to exist.
So when the SHA CES comes out and says ghost hospitals received money, he should be able to substantiate that and say, actually, this is the company, this is the facility, these are the codes, these are the permits, these are the accounts where the money was paid
and they should be able to bring that man to book immediately.
And when you see a flaw in the system whereby you are supposed to have, again, given birth 4 times a year, that's, you know what we are not saying, is that is money that is being allocated somewhere.
Sure.
You know, it could seem like, oh, there's a bug in the system and Obed is sitting at his desk, but somebody else has gotten the service. No, that is money that has been siphoned and taken somewhere else.
Exactly.
When you see that a woman has given birth 4 times, that is money that has been taken and sent somewhere else. When someone has had open heart surgery.
And you cannot bring that blame to a provider.
That's the thing I'm asking. Where does this money go? That money? And then also, when Joe has to pay 7,920 shillings, when I have to pay 7,900, when people who go to hospital for care and they're told, okay, well, it's not, if you pay up, then we'll treat you. They pay the 7,920 shillings for a year upfront. That money goes to a pool somewhere, right? Does it then find its way to, what does it do? Does it pay bills? Does it pay what's pending? Or does it keep it in a pool? Where do we know? And if we don't, why? Because it seems like it should be a public piece of information and knowledge that we know that you have paid, so it has gone to the pool. Now go and access.
I wish this seat was occupied by the pair.
Interestingly enough, it was supposed to be. The seat was supposed to be occupied by a SHA official this morning, but that maybe for obvious reasons didn't happen.
Yeah, because those are the questions we receive every day at the hospital. Somebody comes, nimekatwa pesa. I have paid for this service. And you end up, explaining a lot of things. It shouldn't be that way, but I leave that for them. They should answer where the money goes.
This is one of those tough ones where, I really hoped that we would get to a place. Even last night, preparing for this, I said maybe we'll get to a place whereby we can then be told that things have been streamlined and they're working a lot better than they were about a year ago. But it's unfortunate that we're here. And leadership, whether you're talking about the leadership at SHA, whether you're talking about the leadership at the Ministry of Health, whether you're talking about the leadership at the top of the country, it all points to this. And we still have to ask questions about where the money goes in a system where people should be able to walk into a facility, get treated based on the fact that they've paid their premiums, and that this is not working. We should then be able to ask why and get an answer immediately. You should be able to get an answer immediately, but that does not happen. And so beyond the sicknesses and the stitches and the coughs and the flus and the cold and the surgeries, the questions that Kenyans have to be asking themselves is that, do we want to be in this situation again tomorrow? And that, can you shut it down, hard stop, and start again? Well, that's what decisions about leadership allow you to do. Decisions about leadership allow you to take a hard stop and say, let's get back into the kitchen, fix this thing, and get people moving on their feet. So beyond it being a SHA question, it's a leadership question, and you want to ask, what are you doing? Dr. Joseph Kariuki, thank you for being here with us this morning. It's unfortunate that we had to end on this note, this conversation, but